All right, let's try our hand on page 43. Hopefully you have read and studied over page 41, 42, and done page 42 on your own. There are a couple of important charts on the on page 42, and the one on the top of 42 tells us in which quadrants the different trig properties would be positive or negative. Okay, so basically if it's positive, it tells you. All the rest of them would be negative. If you think it through, it makes sense. But it's easier to sometimes memorize a chart or have it on a reference card that you can refer to. So I would encourage you to copy down some of these charts that are in this PACE and use them so that you're not always flipping back while you're doing these assignments. All right, let's do one of these together. And again, we're going to try to do a radian one. Some of the others are angles. The one at the top of page 43, they did a lot of it for you, and they just want you to finish the problem. But let's see what the steps are here. They give us 5 pi over 3, and they ask in which quadrant would that show up. Now let's think about this. If we did, so 2 pi, which would be a complete circle, would be the same as 6 pi over 3, okay? Trying to keep the same denominator here. 6 pi over 3 is 2 pi. That's 360 degrees all the way around. So 5 pi is going to be a little bit less than that. So that's why I drew it here. So this is the 5 pi over 3 angle, which means this theta angle is pi over 3, theta prime. Theta prime is the same as the reference triangle. The reference triangle is always in the first quadrant, so that is going to be the pi over 3. But here we're going to write quadrant 4, all right, because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in quadrant 4. Reference triangle is pi over 3. And now we're going to figure out, well, what is the sine, cosine, tangent, and all of these for pi over 3. First of all, let's figure out which ones are negative. And if you look at the chart on page 42, if we're in the 4th quadrant, cosine and secant are positive. So let's, cosine and secant are positive, and all the rest then are going to be negative. So let's just write in the negatives right away, okay? So we can look at the chart and know which ones are positive, everything else negative. Now let's go back and figure out what is the sine of pi over 3. And they tell us we can look back at the chart on page 38. And there it is, page 38. Sine of theta is square root of 3 over 2. The cosine, I'm only going to do a couple of these, okay? So you've got to be on page 38 as well. Do you see we have 1 over 2? Okay, and then you remember what the cosecant and secant are is you just reverse them, okay? And then you can finish. You can do the tangent and then do the reciprocal and you have the cotangent. All right, so we do have to kind of look back at those charts to know if it's positive, negative. No, look back at page 38 and we can see what the numbers are that should go in there. And then you're done. Hopefully that will help you in working through the other 3 problems on that page 43.